Imagine living 30,000 years ago. No hospitals, no doctors, no pregnancy tests, no ultrasounds, no calendars, no way to count weeks. And yet, people still knew when a baby was coming, sometimes months before the birth. How? How could they possibly know? The answer begins with observation. Ancient humans noticed everything. They had to. Missing a detail could be deadly: a broken branch, a distant footprint, a strange sound at night. Every clue mattered. And they paid attention to people too, especially women. Imagine a tribe of 20 people. Everyone knows everyone. Everyone sees everyone. Privacy barely exists. You eat together, travel together, sleep together, raise children together. Small changes become obvious, very obvious. A woman suddenly feels tired. People notice. She stops eating certain foods. People notice. She feels sick in the morning. People notice. The pattern repeats again and again. Soon everyone starts asking questions. Because this isn't the first time. They've seen this before. Many times. Then comes another clue. A missed period. Today that sounds obvious. But ancient people had no tracking apps. No reminders. No notifications. Only experience. And experience is powerful, especially after several pregnancies. Patterns become easier to see. One missed cycle, then nausea, then exhaustion, then appetite changes. The same sequence appears again, and again, and again. Eventually, the connection becomes impossible to ignore. Pregnancy leaves clues, lots of clues, and ancient humans became experts at finding them. But there was one clue even harder to miss: food. Because pregnancy can completely change appetite, and that is where the story gets even stranger. Some women suddenly wanted foods they normally ignored. Others could no longer stand their favorite meals. The smell alone was enough. Nobody understood hormones, but they understood patterns. And the pattern was hard to miss. A woman suddenly craves berries. Months later, a baby arrives. A woman suddenly avoids meat. Months later, another baby arrives. Again and again, the same story repeats. Eventually, people stop thinking it's a coincidence, especially the older women, because older women carried something incredibly valuable: experience. The kind you cannot learn from a book. Because there were no books. Knowledge lived in people. Grandmothers remembered everything. What helped during pregnancy? What made sickness worse? Which foods were safest? And which signs meant a baby was coming? In many ways, they were living libraries, and every generation added new pages. But pregnancy wasn't just a woman's concern, it affected everyone, because every new baby mattered. A tribe with no children has no future. Every birth helped the group survive. Which meant pregnant women were incredibly important. More important than many people realize. Imagine surviving in a dangerous world. Every generation depends on the next. Without babies, the story ends. So tribes paid attention, very close attention. Some tasks became more difficult. Long journeys became riskier. Food became even more important. Protection became more important. And support became essential. Pregnancy was never a solo journey, at least not for most ancient humans. But there was another clue. One that nobody could hide: the body itself. Changes happened slowly, almost too slowly to notice. But eventually, when the signs became visible, clothes fit differently, movement changed, energy levels changed, and little by little, the mystery became obvious. A child was growing. But knowing about pregnancy wasn't enough, because pregnancy was dangerous, far more dangerous than today. No emergency rooms, no surgery, no antibiotics, no ambulances, only knowledge, only experience, only the lessons passed down through memory. And sometimes, that knowledge was all that stood between life and death, because sooner or later, every pregnancy reached the same moment: birth. And birth was one of the most dangerous events in prehistoric life. For thousands of years, Women faced risks we rarely think about today. There were no hospitals waiting nearby, no trained surgeons, no emergency procedures, only people, only experience, only community. And that may have changed human history, because humans are unusual, very unusual. Most animals become independent quickly. Human children do not. They require years of support, which means mothers needed help, a lot of help. This is where grandmothers become important, incredibly important. Scientists have a fascinating theory. They call it the grandmother hypothesis. The idea is simple. Older women helped younger mothers survive. They shared food, shared knowledge, shared childcare, and shared experience. That support may have helped humans thrive. Because nobody survives alone, especially not in prehistory. And that brings us back to pregnancy. How did ancient humans know? Not through technology, not through machines, not through science, at least not science as we know it. They knew through observation, through memory, through experience, through thousands of repeated patterns, a missed period, morning sickness, changes in appetite, changes in energy, changes in the body. Each clue meant little by itself, but together, they revealed the answer. Long before medicine existed, humans were already learning, watching, remembering, teaching, passing knowledge forward, one generation at a time. And perhaps that's the most remarkable part. Before humans could test for pregnancy, they learned to read the clues hidden in one another.